Hello everybody, welcome back to my Photoshop training series. This is Atul from IT Course. Today we are going to learn about how to create a Black Friday sale social media post banner. It can be used in your Instagram as well as your Facebook. So let's dive into Photoshop and create this kind of banner, a quick banner for your Black Friday sale. First of all, we create a new image. We take the size as 1080 by 1080. That is the standard size for your Facebook as well as your Instagram. So you can keep this size. This is a common size, a square banner for your social media posts. Now, first of all, what we want to do is we want to create a background. So create a new layer. In that new layer, we take the gradient and we take the gradient as you have grays over here. From that gray, I take this particular gradient. And we make a gradient like this. We again want to create a shape. For creating that shape, we use the pen tool. We create one more anchor point, another anchor point, and we get a swivel shape over here. We can fill that shape. We can say make selection. You create a new layer, Control Shift and N, and you fill it with white supposedly. Then we can change the color from your blending modes. So I fill a color over here. After that, we take a image, that is image of the sale banner which we need. This is for a shoe, and this I have downloaded from Unsplash. This image is from Unsplash. One more image, that is of the shoe, I have again taken it from Unsplash, crediting to this particular owner of the image. This is a website which is having free stock images which can be used for creating your banners and stuff. So I open this image and I want to use this particular image in a clean mode. So you have a tool over here, object selection. We use the object selection tool and you mark the sitting girl, and this should select it pretty good. Now this feature in Adobe Photoshop works very well with HD images. If your image is high resolution, then it will precisely select the image which you want. We bring it over the file and we need to resize it. I press Ctrl T, and from the sliders I resize it diagonally. So we want to make it feel as if the girl is actually sitting. So we can resize this over here. This looks good. Now after that, we want to create the main title, that is Black Friday sale. So we type Black Friday and we use the font as Alpha Slab. We want to cover the entire image, so we resize it. We can make it 120. It is set. Next we want to set is the sale text over it. So first of all, what we do is we go in blending option. From blending option, we change the color. We give it a gradient overlay from here. We can select these gray ones and can give a silver kind of gradient over here. So that is given. Next is your second text, that is sale. So we just type sale over here. We use a cursive kind of font, that is sale, and then we want to place it over here, that is in between of this Black and Friday. So we resize it first. You can resize it by Control T also, and this should stick over here. Now we want to change the color to red. So for changing the color to red, what we can do is we can again go in your blending option. And inside that we say gradient overlay. We can select the red colors from here. We select it, but we don't want this red, so we can modify it. We can make it actual red, perfect red, and the bottom portion to be darker. So this is done. So this is in the center, Black Friday and sale. We can align it a little bit so it is viewed. Okay, this is done, and we can give a little bit of shadow. So again we'll go inside your blending options, and in your blending options we say drop shadow. So little shadow is achieved over here. So this portion is done. Now thereafter we have to type the text for the percentage of your off. So we just say 50% off, and I say 50. We change the font to Alpha Slab again, and we say 50%. Align it with the black font, and then we can type below off. We can increase the size of off a little bit to match the top portion. So we again resize it, and that is 50% off, and we want to type as on everything. We can change the font. We change it to Rockwell, and I want to make it as Rockwell bold. Reduce the size. We should match the size of this particular text, everything to match the above text. We resize it. And it is fitting well over here. And we can move this text all by selecting all the layers, and we move it a little bit up. So this is done. So we have typed the text as 50% off. Now after that I want the shoe image over here. So we take the shoe image which we downloaded. We again use object selection. It should be selected well. Okay, done. We again come and paste it over here. Again Control T, and we resize it. Set the shoe in such a manner that it is sitting on that particular shape. So we can resize it over here, and it is done over here. After that we need a order button below. So we just select this rectangle tool, and from rectangle tool I give a curvature over here as 40 pixel. So it will be rounded, and in that rounded form we create the shape. Again we go in your blending options and we can change the color of that particular shape which we have created. Okay, let us type the text first and we can change it later. So for that, what we do is we type the text as shop now. We change the color to red. So it is done here. Now we can change the color of that button to red over here. So that is done. And shop now we can reduce the size a little bit. We make it 48 and over here we change the color to white so it fits well. Now what we can do is we can give the color to this particular button the same color as this. For that what we do is we go on that sail thing and we copy the layer style. So you can copy the layer style and we paste it on this particular rectangle. So now it will be having that beveled effect with that shadow which we gave over here. So this looks good. Now what we want to do is we want to create another layer from this shape. So we duplicate the layer and from that duplicate layer what we will be doing is we will be pasting the same layer style which we copied from here. So we paste the layer style, so it will be red. The layer is below the original white layer, that is silver layer. So you can just move it using your keyboard and you will get a look like this. Again we want one more layer, so we duplicate it. That should be above the original layer. And from blending option what we do is we change the color. So we go in blending option and gradient overlay and we select the grays, but we change the color. And we drag it below till this. You can change the color again if it does not shoot. So we just change it one more. Okay, this shoots and okay. So this makes a feeling as the legs are sitting on this particular shape. So this is done. Now after that we want to get the social media icons. This also I downloaded from PNG Wing, that is PNG site, and then you can select it. I just need these two icons, so I select these icons and I paste it. Bring it below, resize it, and that should be here. Now align it across this, so it will be done over here. And then we type in small letters your website name. Supposingly I type my site name, that is itcoach.com. Again I change the font. I want to change to Rockwell again. We size it to smaller, which looks better. And we align it here. Again you can say blending option, we change the color to black. Now this shoe is a little bit looking like it is in the air, so we just create a small shadow. For creating that shadow what we do is we select this marquee tool, ellipse tool. We create a very thin shadow up to the shoe size. We create a layer below the layer of the shoe. Control Shift and N, so that creates the layer. And we change the color to black for color. We drop it over here. Now we can go to filters, and in filter you have a filter as Gaussian blur. that is blur filter, and we use that Gaussian blur over here. Keep the ratio to around 7, and you can change the opacity a little bit so it looks better. Okay, it is done. You have the cutted portion over here. There is some white portion seen over here. You can just erase it by your magic eraser, and that will be erased. To enhance the colors, what we can do is we can just click on the image, go in image adjustments, we increase the brightness, a little bit of contrast, same with the shoe. We change the brightness and a little bit of contrast, then the shoe looks brighter. Now one more thing we want to do is we want to give a background pattern. So for that I downloaded the pattern. I downloaded the pattern also from this particular link, that is Brush Easy. I'll show you the link. So I downloaded this pattern, and I already imported that pattern inside my Photoshop. But what we want to do is we want to keep it above this background. So what we do is we create a new layer, or we just go in layer, new adjustment layer, or new fill layer, and you can say pattern. So it gives a new layer, pattern fill, and from here we can change the pattern. Now this pattern is already downloaded and loaded. Now I select this pattern, so this pattern will be included over here, and I click OK. After this pattern is included, we just go in this blending modes, and inside your blending mode, what I do is I set it to overlay, and you can see that the pattern is loaded over here. So this is looking pretty good. This was a short tutorial on how to create a Black Friday sale banner for your products. As Black Friday is coming, it might be useful. For other tutorials on Photoshop and technical subjects in your information technology, please subscribe our channel and get in touch. Thank you for watching.